Hey everybody, it's Omnispiratory Flux. Call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. I really can't hear you. And if I can, well then you're probably talking to me anyway. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, in the last episode, we came here to Chozar Ruins, looked around a bit, recovered our missile launcher and our morph ball, so we are making good progress in recovering our lost items. We won't be done with that for quite some more time though, unfortunately. And in this episode we are going to go back to the Talon overworld for some more exploration that is not technically required at this point, but I feel like coming here to do it because I want to. That's your reason. Because I feel like it. Because I said so. The answer that no kid ever liked getting from their parents. But it basically amounts to the end of the argument, doesn't it? Anyway, to start things off, I'm going to head back to the main area where we got our ship, placed our ship, parked our ship, landed our ship, whatever you want to say we did with it. And look around some of the areas here for things that we could possibly do now that we have some more abilities. Some tangleweed here. Let's shoot it a bit and roll into this little nook. And yes, we get a missile expansion. And it doesn't really even do anything, just slows you down. And with that missile expansion, let's find this little place here. I can't, there's nothing back here. That was just a little ball tunnel that gets us to this door. This is a place that is probably one of the least necessary things we're doing here, honestly. But again, I just like checking out where this place goes, because foreshadowing is a thing I like. Here are some flying pirates. We haven't even seen the regular kind yet. And what are they gathered around? No, can I scan the things instead of them? It appears to be the same type of container found on the Space Pirate Research Frigate. Material seeping out from the ruptured metal is highly toxic. Analysis indicates that this may be the phazon compound the Space Pirates were using in the biological experiments. Looks nasty. And speaking of nasty, so do they. I'm probably, like, way underpowered for this. Good thing they just flew off. But if you take a look around here, see some grapple points we can't use. But what else do you see? That looks like a crashed spacecraft of some kind, I would guess. And if you check your map, yes, this is the frigate crash site. This is where the frigate that we were on at the beginning landed, if you want to call it that, after the prologue ended. So in other words, this is kind of what happened to that thing. Also, this stuff, highly dangerous. Don't get near it. Unfortunately, we'll have to be doing a lot of that later on in the game. Just some foreshadowing that I like. As I said, I like foreshadowing. Although, admittedly, that was probably a bit blatant for my tastes. Ah, well. Moving on. What other places do you notice that have blast shields and morph ball tunnels that we could go? I say we check out the impact crater area one more time. I don't know why I'm using this voice. I just feel like it. You guys die before I take too much damage to you because I can't pick up your healing things anyway. Blah. So, Let's take a look around. This empty hallway that serves almost no purpose whatsoever. It basically is just a loading transition room. Because this next room, to be perfectly honest, it does take quite a bit of loading to load. It is a big area and an important area, and you will come here at least a few times in the game. Let's check out this. You chose our lore. As we have done for millennia, we Chozo work constantly on our statuary. The statues are our sentinels. Blind, but ever watchful they are, and have always been. Wait. Blind? I read that like Yoda when it was not supposed to be read like Yoda. Blind, but ever watchful, they are, and have always been, repositories for our most precious secrets and strongest powers. The crafting of each is a long and sacred process performed only by those Chozo who have lifetimes of experience in such things. We have left these relics on planets across the solar system. Some are merely reminders, silent emblems of the Chozo that serve as icons of peace in lands that know only war. Others wield subtle strength, exerting their influence in ways beyond the understanding of mortal creatures. Still others are the guardians of our secret ways, and these can be as terrible as they are beautiful. Those who respect and honor these relics will know the friendship of the Chozo. Those who deface or destroy them will know only our wrath, unfettered and raw. Interesting. Very interesting. Here's some more lore. Also, if you're wondering why it seems to go away a few times, you have to hold down the L button to scan things, and if you're reading the entry, the log entry, as you're scanning it, you have to keep the button held down or else it goes away. Chozo script translated, the congregation of artifacts that hold the great poison at bay still holds strong. Fearful of the potential within the artifact temple, the invaders known as space pirates tried to destroy it, only to fail in every attempt. We scattered the artifacts across the planet for their protection, and only a few have fallen into invader hands. Failing to understand them, they now seek to unmake them. Again, they fail. They are right to fear these things. Great power sleeps inside them. Prophecy calls for their union, come the day that the unholy worm is met by the great defender. We can only hope the artifacts are not destroyed by the invader, for then all will be lost. So we do what we can to preserve the artifacts, and to guide a newborn to them. Time wanes with our souls, yet hope remains. Interesting. That's really all I can say about these things, because I know what they mean. I know what they're referring to, and I think you can probably guess, but I don't want to spoil things. I really don't want to spoil things. What is this? In the middle of the temple? This is a Chozo artifact. Collect it, then scan the totems here for clues on the locations of the remaining artifacts. Together, the artifacts will open a path to the center of the impact crater. So, this begins the quote-unquote fetch quest for the game. Chozo artifacts. This is the artifact of truth, the first of 12. Collect it, then scan the totems for clues to locations of the others, basically. It already said that. Basically, the thing in the center of the screen here is our artifact collection progress. Note that there are 12 little segments of the rings. 6 on the inner ring, 6 on the outer ring. I believe, yes. I said that correctly. And for each of them, we will get an artifact. Well, there's an artifact for each of these segments. Basically, what we can do is, as we get artifacts, we can have access to more and more hints as to where the rest of them are. This totem is powered on because we returned the artifact. That goes here. And we can scan these other ones here. They count as scans in our artifacts entry of our logbook. The Heat of Magmoor was a test for many warriors. A shrine in their honor holds the artifact of strength. So basically, each of these will describe a room where an artifact is held. A sun chamber high atop our ruined home became the nest of a great beast and a source of corruption. Many Chozo spirits have been drawn to this tainted place. released our bond to the world to claim the artifact of Wild. And this will be a lot of reading. New artifacts entry has been downloaded to your laptop. There is a tower within the ruins where light always shines. Move through the waters there to find the artifact of Life Giver. Invaders have claimed Phendrana as their own. A tower sits atop their fortress. Collapse it to reveal the chamber where the artifact of Elder is held. So basically it tells you mildly blatantly what to do. Mildly because it doesn't tell you how to do things, just only what vaguely to do. In one of Talon's far corners, a grove of life lies. Reveal the pillar beneath the waves to find the artifact of Chozo. Within the ruins of our home, we honor our fallen elders in a great hall. I need to learn to speak. The chamber beneath the statue holds the artifact of World. And is this the last one we have so far? A tall cave stands at Phendrana's edge. Seek the unseen entrance at its top to find the artifact of Spirit. No, we don't need you. We don't need you. We already have you. Yes, we already have all of these. We have all of them we can find so far. So, yes, that is a thing. That is a thing, that is a thing, that is a thing, that is a thing. Well, so if we want to access that area in there, we need to find all 12 artifacts, is essentially what it's saying. That will take pretty much the entire game, believe it or not. Well, actually, you can probably believe it, but... yeah. Anyway. So... yes, that is the fetch quest. That's a thing a lot of people say is a negative point about these games, that you have long fetch quests at the end of all 3 of them. But in the end, you actually can like progress through all of them to some extent as you progress through the game. You don't need to hold them all off till the end. Now, Prime 2, there you can't make very much progress until much later on. So that's why that one is considered the worst, I suppose. But all the same, it's honestly not really that bad, at least. Not in my opinion, but you know how I feel. I like to look past potential faults because I like the good in things more than I complain about the bad. I just have a positive outlook on life, okay? Is that such a bad thing to have? Anyway, open your mouth and spit at me, damn you. I want you to spit at me so I can shoot it back at you and kill you with your own spit. That is kind of a gruesome way to die, honestly. This room is kind of a pain to get back up from if you jump down like I am. But I feel like exploring. You don't really have to ever come here until much later. But again, I feel like it. 'Cause I'm dumb. Now let's just kill some more beetles. So much beetle killing. But there's a door. There's a door. A door. There's a door at the bottom of the room. Now, if we step off to the side of that bridge, we can find a missile expansion. What could be here? Access to Magmore Caverns East granted. Please step into the hologram. You do not want to, actually. that is for rather later in the game. If you tried to go there now, it would just probably do you more harm than good. Unless you're a speedrunner, and that's a route that I'm not aware of. I don't really know the routing for this game all that well. But you would probably just die. So, now there's really not a whole lot to do else down here. Now we basically just need to make our way back to the Chozo ruins so we can continue advancing the game. Now that I've basically just been screwing around for long enough. So, yes. What shall we talk about now while I am trying to... I was stuck on that edge there. Not sure why. Could not jump, could only walk in that one direction that I was able to walk eventually. Anyway. What was I going to say? Yes, I want to talk about something, but I don't know what I want to talk about. Are you going to see me? Probably not. I don't need to kill you anyway. You, though, I need to kill. So spit at me. Spit at me, you fool! I'm so weird. Why am I trying to do this right now? Anyway. I don't know. I shouldn't even be keeping this in the video. That... I am so professional. Professionalism on YouTube. Anyway. Feel like I've got a lot of nothing to say. So I'll just continue saying nothing. By saying things. So I say a lot of nothing. That's how it works. That's indeed how it works. Yeah. Anyway, soon enough you're going to get back around to this area. That's one complaint I have about the early part of this game, is that there's so much backtracking through the early parts of the ruins, especially if I'm not making it any easier on myself by going all those alternate ways and doing all those random things for nothing. You know, we got some missile expansions. We actually have now back up to the 15 that we can hold in the beginning. And that killed them, and that killed that. I don't know. If you destroy a War Wasp hive, it'll stop spawning War Wasps. But they'll be back next time you come into the room, so don't worry about them. Not like you were going to worry about them in the first place, because they're kind of assholes. Anyway, now we can get through there, and oh my goodness. That was a lot of damage. I was not expecting that much damage. Yeah. But, and we seem to have come to a fountain, but it's poison. Seems like one of their prophecies has come to pass. New Chozo lore. As we struggle with the great poison, something stirs at the edges of our vision. It is the hatchling Samus. We feel her across the void as she hunts the corrupted. Will our fates again be one? As our pride shatters, will prophecy become real? When all strength wanes from the Chozo, will it be the hatchling who fulfills our Legolas? This is not the Lord of the Rings, sir! Our legacy. True sight eludes us, for the poison gnaws at all vision, leaving seers blind and filled with despair. Boop, 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 boop. Truth's blessing may come too late. Yes. Kinda depressing, but basically, Chozo have come across whatever it was that's making this place all filthy and dead. They They had left it pristine, apparently, but still there is the whatever it was that's here. So perhaps they have come back from wherever they went to see what to try and because of what has happened to their home. It's a theory. Incoming scan data. Okay, that's probably my bad. Strong high presence in this region, which is not where we're going. In fact, where we're going, we should not be going. Specifically not be going. As intense heat readings detected behind this door. No crap. Let's beat it. And that's why you didn't want to go to Magmore Caverns, because with a name like Magmore Caverns, it was sure to be hot. Dangerously so. So, let's just pursue onward. Onward to victory. Oh, we can scan these things. Well, not if they kill themselves first. And I'm sure we'll come across them later. I could step in and out. I don't know if that would actually respawn them. I'm going to try a trick here. Shoot that door to load that room. And stop dying. Then shoot this door to reload this room. Nope, it didn't respawn them. Then I'm not going to try. We'll see them later. Open the door. And presence of a runic symbol. Oh boy. You there. Reaper Vine. Or as a certain other Let's Player I know and love would call them. Whispers. Anyway. Ow. Save state. I should really turn that off. I basically just recorded this episode right after the last one, so I didn't get a chance to turn it off. That runic symbol has been activated. Now that I've scanned it without the weed. The weeds there. Okay, that was the wrong thing to do. I don't know why I was jumping straight towards the door. It's not what you're supposed to do. Anyway, you might have noticed that those weeds were kind of reddish looking. Well, that means that there's something different about them, but we can't really scan that particular group of them because there's kind of another scan that overrides it because it's dumb. Toxin levels have routed all leaves. This doesn't look like a nice place. Let's beat it. We can't do everything we want to in here anyway. Shoot you in the eye. Maybe I'll go back. And make our way through here. Just another loading zone. And this room. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of things. And those are the things I was trying to scan earlier. Shriek bats. High internal temperatures, so that could become interesting later on. I'm killing them even though there's no reason to, because we're not even going up there yet. Because we kinda can't. Well, I think we actually can and have to. I'm just dumb. Anyway. There's a save station here, and I could end the episode now. I honestly don't know how long we've been going, because I'm dumb, actually. I should have done this a different way. But I think I'm going to go a little longer and do one more thing back behind these doors. What is that thing? Well, we'll see what it is. Now, one thing I always miss Oh, more shriek bats. That's not what I was referring to. Is this wall? I think? Yes. Shoot it with a missile, and it explodes. Which gets you a missile expansion. I cannot tell you how many times that has been the last missile expansion I get in the game, because I just never noticed that it's here. Well, not this time. This time I found it early. This time, I'm one step ahead of the rest of the game, I suppose. Now this room. Now you notice the runic symbol, the whole runic symbol thing that was going on in the previous room? Well, it said something about 4 were required in that room. We could not get all 4 of them in that room as it was. But this room, I believe, has a similar gimmick, I'll say, for lack of a better word. Shoot all these things. Ow, what the heck was stopping me from jumping there? And yes, a similar symbol has been activated. 4 must be activated to progress. And there's one here. So, in scanning the symbol activates it. So that's how that works. You don't have to have any fancy items. That's the gate that shows you how many you've activated of them. You got the waving hand. You got the weird bars. You got the rock on, and you got the finger gun, or whatever you want to picture those as. Anyway, I'm just being silly. So that leaves us one symbol we have to find, and it was probably one we should have gotten earlier. I will just continue to... Oh my goodness. Well, that's not as far down as I wanted to jump, but that's as far down as it wants you to go, because that's where the symbol is. I was just hoping to get a better perspective on things so I could just land and get there. So, now that seemed to make a hammer symbol up here. I wonder what that does. Anyway, in order to find out, we have to go all the way back up, which is why I said I probably should have gotten that last one earlier. I don't know. I'm silly. But, in any case, scan here, and it opens the gate. Now, these things look a little suspicious, and indeed they are ions. Unidentifiable obstruction, approximately 1 meter wide, blocks the hole, which basically means we can't go there yet. Chozo lore. We have returned to Talon 4, born here against our will by a great cataclysm from the reaches of space. A meteor came, casting a dark shadow of debris over the land with the violence of its impact. Though we perceived this from beyond space and time, it was but a curiosity, a brief flare in the infinite march of the universe. But the meteor brought with it corruption. A great poison burst forth on the land, clawing at life with such violence that we were ripped from our peaceful state and find ourselves wandering as shadows of the mortal forms we left behind, searching for why we are here. That sounds kind of terrifying, honestly. But after that terrifying anecdote of the Chozo history, we find the charge beam at long last. You can miss this pretty much entirely. And it's rather bad if you do. And the ions will reactivate, and it looks kind of scary. But a charged shot will just utterly destroy them. So let's do so. Can't do anything about that yet, though, unfortunately. So, on that note, as we make our way back to that save station that I noted before, I am going to say that this will be the end of the episode. If you like this episode, then tell me. Respond, vibrate, feedback, and resonate in the comments below. And tell me what I did right, what I did wrong. Whatever you want to tell me. As long as it's relevant. It could even be irrelevant, too. I mean, I don't care. Just... it doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as it's not offensive. I mean, don't be rude. I don't like people being rude. But next time we will start from this save station. And we will continue onwards and upwards towards the War Wasp activity we were informed of earlier. How we will get here? Who knows? Find out next time. Peace.